Hi, Gavin. Good to see everybody. I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen and we will get started. You will find today's lesson in math under your Google Classroom classwork. We are starting a new unit. Yes, 2.1. We are going to be exploring our sixes today. Hello, Reese. So our learning target for today is to explore our patterns in six count bys for multiplications and divisions. So Mrs. Harrison was right. We are going to do multiplication and math today. And the reason is so we can solve real world math problems involving sixes, multiplications and divisions. We're going to be circling groups of six. We're going to be writing multiplication and division equations to match our drawings. We're going to write down patterns we see. And then we are also going to discuss some strategies that we can use to solve six multiplications. Now I'm putting this up here because I want you guys to see how much you have already done. So I'm going to just stop because as I look around, I see we need to do a quick whole body listening check. Some people are writing and drawing, and that's not what I want you to do, okay? So put the lids on your markers. Make sure your ears are listening. Your brain is thinking about what is being said. Mouths are quiet. Eyes are looking up here because I want to show you something really cool. I think you're going to love it. Hands and feet are down and still. So keep that in mind. Whole body listening today. So when we look at this chart, I don't know if you realize how much you've already learned. It is awesome. So I said today we're looking at our sixes, right? Mm-hmm. So let's look at these sixes going across. Are there any that you might already know? Yeah, go ahead, Ellie.
6 times 1.
We already know 6 times 1 because we learned our ones, right? Okay, what else do we already, you guys are going to have to move back because I will have to step there. What else do we already know? Evie? We know 6 times 5 because we've done our fives. What else do we already know? Yes, Haley. Booker.
We know 6 times 9 because we already know our 9s.
6 times 9 because we already know our 9s. You see what's happening here, right? So which ones do we not know? And if I could find my smart tools, I'd be very happy. Katie? That's not what I want. She can unmute, Katie.
We don't know our sixes.
Well, that we do know some of our sixes. That's what we're talking about, right? We know some of our sixes. Which ones do we not know? Sorry, guys, my smartboard is not engaging. So I'm trying to find, I can get it to work. Josh, which ones do we not know? Well, we're looking at the sixes. Look at the sixes. I know I have this up and it's probably not helping you.
No, there's 6 times 7.
We don't know 6 times 7.
We know 6 times 2.
But we know 6 times 2, right?
Right.
Gosh, Mrs. Harrison, why does this happen? All right, I'll try it again. So let's look. Looking at our sixes, we know 1 times 6. Yikes, okay, doesn't want to work for me. We know all of these because we've already done our 1s, our 2s, our 3s, our 4s, our 5s. We've done our 9s. We've done our 10s. So now we are down to just 6 times 6, 6 times 7, 6 times 8. 8. Think about that, you guys. There's only only 3 facts that you don't have memorized yet. Isn't that so exciting?
Yeah.
Do you think it's going to be the same with your 7s?
Yeah.
What about your 8s?
Yeah.
Try,
Give it a shot.
Get this to work.
No?
I would,
I swear I had it that time.
see, it should be up here and it's not. I really need it today too.
Okay, I'll keep working on it.
I keep going from there and it's not.
Okay, let me see if I can.
All right, so we have quite a few. I wonder if I can't teach this. Well, you do that. We have quite a few we already know. So that's very exciting. We are down to just a few. Let's think about our 7s. Do we know 7 times 1?
Yes.
7 times 2?
Yes.
7 times 3?
Yes.
7 times 4?
Yes.
7 times 5?
Yes.
What about 7 times 6?
No.
That's
Yes.
7 times 6 we haven't learned yet. 7 times 7?
No.
7 times 8?
No.
7 times 9?
Yes.
Yes. 7 times 10?
Yes.
Yeah, so there's only 3 facts for our 6s, 3 facts for our 7s. How many facts do you think there's going to be for our 8s?
3.
Excellent, Ethan. 3. So, how many do we have left to learn?
3.
No. 3 for our 6s, 3 for our 7s. Oh, I love you so much. Oh, hallelujah. You are my hero. Let's look. We need 6 times 6, 6 times 7, and 6 times 8, right? We need 7 times 6, 7 times 7, and 7 times 8. And 8 times 6, 8 times 7, and 8 times 8. We only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 left, you guys. That is amazing. You guys have rocked it. Yeah, isn't that nice? We only have 9 left. That is exciting. So that should be pretty easy today. All right. So before we get to our circling, I do want us to look at our riddles because I think the more we say them, the better we'll be at them. Here's our first one. 4 times 3. We introduced this yesterday. 4-leaf clover, a 3 sounds like tree. It has a dozen eggs coming out of it, which I've never seen a tree have a dozen eggs coming out of it, but why not? Here we go. See a tree for number 3. Growing a 4-leaf clover for number 4. And a dozen eggs, 12, sitting in the branches. Ready? Here we go. 4 times 3 equals what? 12. Let's say it together, Madison. Whole body listening, honey. Please don't put that on there. Let's try it again. Ready? 4 times 3 equals 12. All right. This one was new yesterday. 6 people were multiplying by 3 for tree, and the tree happens to be how many feet long? 18. See a tree for 3 with 6 children measuring the height 18 feet high. Let's say it together. 6 times 3 equals 18. Say it again. 6 times 3 equals 18. Well, 3 times 8 is 24. We've got, see a tree, which sounds like 3, with a snowman who looks like an 8, swinging 24 hours a day. 3 times 8 equals? 3 times 8 equals?
24.
Nice job. 9 times 8 equals 27. You have sea lollipops, which look like 9, growing in a tree for 3, being pulled by wagon number 27. Ready? Say it 2 times with me. 9 times 3 equals 27. 9 times 3 equals 27. Now we've got 6 people, 6 girls with a lady with a 24-inch waist, she's holding a 4-leaf clover. See 6 children and a lady holding a 4-leaf clover with a 24-inch waist. Let's say it. 6 times 4 equals 24. 6 times 4 equals 24. Now don't say waist because it might not be your unit. All right, we've got a pair of 4-leaf clovers and a box of candy of 16 because it's her sweet 16. See the boy giving the girl a pair of 4-leaf clovers for 4 times 4 in a box of sweet 16 candy.
Daddy.
4 times 4 equals 16. 4 times 4 equals
16.
All right, since we're on birthdays, this is 21. 3 times 7 is 21. We have 3 people trying to get in the party door. That looks like a 7 because it's their 21st birthday. Picture 3 people by a door, which looks like a 7, saying it's our 21st birthday. 3 times 7 equals 3 times 7 equals
Equals 21.
Thank you. 8 times 4 equals 32. Let's see why. See the snowman who looks like an 8 in the desert with a cactus growing a 4-leaf clover saying, I'm thirsty too, for 32. 8 times 4 equals 8 times 4 equals
Thirsty.
All right. 9. Oh, have I done this one? Oh, we got one. Yay, 9 times 4 is 36. Let's see why. See a lollipop, which looks like a 9 with a 4-leaf clover on it, on a $36 bill? What? This is a silly one. So 9 times 4 equals 36. 9 times 4 equals a lucky dollar bill. Okay. All right, we are ready. Let's get out our markers. We are going to circle our groups of 6. And this should be nice and easy because like we pointed out, we already know a lot of our 6s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Circle your first group. And then remember, 6 equals 1 times 6. This is our product, right? Nice and small. Then you're going to count your next group of 6. When you have 2 6s, what do you get, Madison? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 gave me 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 gave me 12. 12 equals 2 groups of 6. You're doing this with me. Make sure you write them small. Here. You said small, so I said it's small. Okay, you want to be able to see it though. If you would like to go ahead, you can, but make sure you're doing it right. 1 group of 6, 2 groups. You're going to stop at 60. Good question.
So that means,
I see some of you have the pattern already. By now, I feel like you guys are ready to do this on your own. Don't forget to circle the groups.
This is you tell my friends that this bird that she could do this on paper instead if she would like.
Bird, you can do this on paper instead since you don't have your math board.
okay.
Cool. All right. Haley Booker. What would my next one be? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
16 equals 3 times 6.
Let's see. I don't think 16 is gonna make it. That would only be 4 more. I need 6 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What did I land on? 6 more than 12. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18 is the same as 3 groups of 6, right? That's our third group. Lyric. What would the next one be? I counted 6 more than 18. What would I get? 24. 24 equals how many groups of 6? 4 groups of 6. Check your work. How you doing, Gabe? Can you do the next one for me? Well, 24 is where I ended. 6 more than 24. 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. How many groups is that? 5 groups of, we know that one, don't we? Because we have our 5s pretty much memorized by now. All right, Max, I need the next one. If I count 6 more from 30, what am I gonna get? 36. How many groups of 6 is that? 6. Oh, I like this one. I don't know if it's a thing, but I just like saying 6 times 6 is 36. It's my own little chant. Sassy chant. 6 times 6 is 36. Say it again. 6 times 6 is 36. No clovers, no snowmen, no lollipops. Just 6 times 6 is 36.
No 24 in our place.
All right. Let's keep going. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 more. Go for it, Josh.
42.
42 is the same as how many groups of 6? 7 groups of 6. Let's add 6 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Somebody at home who can share with me. What would the next one be? Jensen, go for it.
It would be 48 equals 8 times 6.
He says 48. And how many groups of 6 is that, Jensen?
What?
How many groups of 6?
8 times 6.
Thank you, sir. All right, 6 more. 6 more. We're counting groups of 6. Go ahead, Miss Sunny. 54. How many groups of 6 is that? And last but not least, Lucas. Well, let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You should have landed on 60. Because we know anytime you multiply by 10, your product's going to end in a 0, right? Any number times 10 will end in a 0. All right, who can remind me what the answer to a multiplication problem is called? Starts with a P. What do you think? Yep, product. Okay. What do we call the numbers that we multiply together? Raise your hand. I'd love to call on you. Elena. Your factors. All right. In your math spiral, you should have brought your math spiral. I want you to write down, using your pencil, at least one pattern that you notice. At least one. If you can come up with more, that would be great. Give you a couple minutes. that vocabulary that helps you. So just go, so this is the word. So the problem is hey guys, don't go ahead because when I notice like ahead of 60, when I come around and see some of you are really off and then you're not going to get what you need to know, right? So please stop at 60. And then here's another thing, like when Mrs. Harrison does her cups and check, we ask you to check your work. When I'm doing it up here, it's the same thing. Check your work. See if you're getting it right. Help me do that, please. Guys, we're not drawing in our math spiral. I want you to write stuff that you notice. Using the words factors and products. Come on, we can write more. Don't stop. Write at least one. If you are done writing, write your next pattern. 3 is good. All right, we are going to share somebody at home. What is a pattern that you notice in our 6 count bys? Robert, can you unmute and share?
It's the last one counts by 6s.
So is it, you mean the product?
But it equals.
That's called the product. Can you say that with me? Product. The product counts by 6s. Thank you, Robert. All right, somebody else, Ben, can you unmute and share?
So I wrote this down, but I noticed that the middle numbers go 1 through 9.
Okay, so counts by ones, the first factor.
Yeah, it counts by 1s.
Okay. The first factor counts by ones. Thank you, Ben. All right, Madison, and then I'll get, okay. The second factor, because that's our count by, right? So if you don't have these written, you can write these right now. This is really good practice. Okay, Astria, is there, you still have one to share?
That was the one that Sandra said was the one that I just was gonna do.
I thought that might happen. Sorry about that. Anybody else at home still have their hand up? Oh, Jensen? What do you notice?
Okay,
I'm
so I
showing
noticed
so he can see.
that the product, like the second thing, like after the 1 instead of the 2, it goes by 6, 2, 8, 4, and then 0, and then it just starts over again.
So if you didn't know what Jensen's saying, if you look at the digit in the ones place of the product, it goes 6, 2, 8, 4, 0. 6, 2, 8, 4, 0. A pattern is something that repeats, and we see that it's repeating there, don't we? Whoa, look at that. Put that back.
How did you do that?
I didn't mean to. Okay, digit, that was great insight there, Mr. Cook. The digit in the ones place of the product the 6,
Monster book.
what was the 2, 8, 4, 0. 6, 2, 8, 4, 0. Excellent. Okay, let's head back to our board and look at the inverse operation. So if you didn't get all those written, that's okay. Please don't erase. We are going to now look at division. So if we know 6 equals 1 times 6, then we know 6 divided by 6 equals what? Microphone answer. If we know 12 equals 2 times 6, then 12 divided by 6 equals, microphone answer, 2. If we know 18 equals 3 times 6, then we know 18 divided by 6 equals 3. Right? This is showing you the relationship between multiplication and division. They are together. It's the inverse. So you're writing this now. So Haley, let's go ahead and write this.
Write those division equations, please.
Writing it helps you learn it. Once you have it written, you see it, and then it helps you understand it better. Okay, it's 24 equals 4 times 6, then 24 divided by 6 must equal 4. We're using all the same numbers, we're just putting them in a different order. Same numbers, we're just undoing it. So we're seeing that they're a fact family. If we know 30 equals 5 times 6, Josh, what would the division be for that? If 30 equals 5 times 6, what's the division for that?
30 divided by 5 equals
Well, our count by is 6.
30 divided by 6 equals 5.
It's still true what you said though, isn't it? 30 divided by 5 does equal 6. You're right. Paxton, if 36 equals 6 times 6, what's the division, the inverse?
No!
Excellent day. August, if 42 equals 7 times 6, what's the division for that? What's your big number in that you're going to make your dividend? We have 42, we have 7, and we have 6. Which number is going to be the greatest? 40 what? 42. Can you see? You want to sit over here? So you can see? 42 is the greater number. That's going to be your dividend. Divided by our count by, which is 6, which is going to be 7, because we know 7 times 6 is 42, right? Same thing. All right. Lyric, if 48 equals 8 times 6, what's the division for that? Equals 8. Haley Calendar, unmute and tell me the division for 54 equals 9 times 6. Hey, Haley, do you hear me? Can you unmute and do the next one?
54 divided by 6 equals 9.
I knew I could count on you. And Charlie Carr, if 60 equals 10 times 6, what's the inverse? 50 divided by 6 equals 10. All right, you did a great job naming the product and factors. Who knows the name of this number, the first number? What is it, Ellie?
Dividend.
The dividend. The big number, dividend. What about the number that you divide into it? What is it, Sunny? The divisor. So let's go over it. Dividend, I can see it a little better, is the first big number. The 6 happens to be our divisor. And Paxton, what do we call the answers? So Cooper, I'd love for you to raise your hand and I will call on you. What is it? The quotient. So use those vocabulary words when you write your pattern. I want at least one pattern in your math spiral. What do you notice with our division equations? What patterns do you see? Oh, write them in your math spiral, please. So I want to hear the words dividend, divisor, and quotient. Who thinks they have one for us? Haley Booker. What do you notice for our division? That was multiplication.
The dividend by 6s.
Okay, so instead of the product counting by 6s, now it's the dividend counts by 6s. Excellent, Haley. Thank you. Josh, what else? So what do we call the answer? It's called the quotient counts by ones. And you said, did you? Jensen, go ahead.
The first division of the dividend count goes like 1, 1, 2.
Okay, so you're looking at, you mean the ones place
6
or tens place?
2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6. I'm looking at the one digit.
The problem is, I think you're looking at the digit in the tens place. The problem is it doesn't actually repeat. I don't know that you see, if it were 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, but do you see how it doesn't actually, there's only 1, 2, and then there's 2 4s, and there's 1 5. Then it would be 2. So it's not really a pattern there. Your pattern remains the same though for the ones place in the product or the dividend now. Max. You mean, yes, the divisor is now all 6s instead of the second factor. The divisor is always 6. Thank you, Max. Go ahead, Sunny. The quotient counts by ones. Yep, we got that from Josh as well. Good job. All right. Okay, good job. I hope you got at least a couple of those written down. You don't have to have every single one. You may erase your board. I'm going to erase mine. The nice thing about that is we know a lot of those divisions and multiplications. That's okay. We talked about the patterns we see. And now we're going to talk about some strategies. So here comes the tough part. We need to, what you need, honey? That's okay. We're moving on. That's okay, because we know most of these, honey. You don't need to worry. Go ahead and erase, and we're going to move on. Okay, get out your maths workbook now. Remember when I said you're going to need a little bit of everything? And I had it up there, so I know it's up there, but I can't see it, so I'm going to tell you. 92, if you can write that in the chat for me. I'll put it up here. Page 92. All right, guys. So this is where it gets a little tricky. So let's do a quick whole body listening check, because now we are going to talk about 4 different strategies. 4 different strategies. Yep. I'm going to actually have you. I'm going to have you read this with a partner. And then I want you to be ready to tell me which strategy you think, after reading it, you would be able to do or explain to the rest of us. Okay, let me repeat that. I'm going to put you in breakout rooms with a partner. In person, you'll be with a partner. You guys are going to share the reading. For example, there are 4 strategies. One person can read strategies 1 and 2, and the second person could read strategies 3 and 4. You can mix it up however you want. And then you guys are going to see which one do you understand the most? Which one do you think you could explain to the rest of us? Looking at the examples and reading it. Okay? Question? Lyric? It's page 92. And
I
it's
still
lime green.
right now. I still need to go pick up my brothers.
Who is it? Okie dokie. Thank you for letting us know. Okay, so you're going to be put in a breakout room. Be ready to read that page to your partner, with your partner, taking turns, however you guys decide to do it. All right, and if you're in class, find the page and start reading. You've got about 6 minutes.
What page is it?
92.
Thank you.
Is there anybody who doesn't have a partner? And then the 8 and the 8. All right, I'm ready when you are. All right. Okay, we're going to wait for our online kiddos to come back. I want you to be thinking, which of those 4 strategies did you understand the best? I know that there's some I thought were pretty cool that I would like to use. And I'll go through them real quick and then we'll see which ones. I'll see if anyone can explain them first. Does anybody in here feel like they could explain one of the strategies really well? Wow, that's impressive. Let me get my 4X white. Turn this over. Abby, I saw your hand first. Abby or Abby? Abby?
And Jensen didn't get a chance to share in this group.
Okay, would he want
Like them three.
Okay. What time we'll go over it? All right. All right. And Abby, can you go stand by my computer so my online kids can hear you? Oh, sorry. Sorry, guys. Okay, talk to us. Which strategy? Sure. Yeah, that would be helpful. I'll hold the book. How about that? Okay, so go ahead, Abby. Which strategy are you explaining?
I'm explaining strategy 3.
Okay.
Combine 2 multiplications you know. 4 times 6 is 24. 4 sixes are 24. 2 times 6 is equals 12. 2 sixes are 12. 6 times 6 equals 36. 6 sixes are 36.
So what you're doing then is you might not know what 6 times 6 is, but what do we know about 4 and 2? What do you know about those 2 numbers? How do they relate to 6? Sornay?
You do 4 and 2, it equals 6.
Right. When you add 4 plus 2, it equals 6. So if I want to know what 6 sixes are, I just have to add what 4 sixes are plus 2 sixes. So that's strategy number 3. Thank you. Okay, another strategy. Is there anyone at home that wanted to explain? I see Ben. Did you have a strategy you want to explain?
My 2 partners and I use strategy 2, where you can like split the equation in half and keep on doing it. Like
Yeah.
we did 7 times 6 equals 42. And Gavin helped us with that one.
So you did like 3 times 6 and 4 times 6 and added them together to get 7 times 6?
Yeah, then
Okay.
it made 42.
Oh, I'm so glad you tried it with a different one. Thank you, Gavin and Ben's group. That's awesome. Also, you were talking about strategy 2 is similar to that because you are breaking it apart, but not you're actually doubling it. Did any?
The threes.
Right, I know. I'm seeing. Is there anyone who wanted to explain that? Strategy 2. Sunny, is that no? That's a no. Okay, so it's very similar to what, put your hand down then, because we're looking at strategy 2. Nobody at home either? So think about 6. We know that half of 6 is 3, right? So 6 times 6 is double that. It's double 6 times 3. If 3 plus 3 equals 6, then we can do 3 times 6 2 times. If we know 3 times 6 is 18, another 3 times 6 would be another 18. You add those together, you're going to get 36, which is what 6 times 6 is, because 3 plus 3 equals
36.
3 plus 3 equals 6. Okay. Strategy 1. Is that what you want to explain? Okay, Haley's going to do for us.
So strategy number 1, you can start with 5 times 6, which we already know. So then you can add 6 from there, and then you get 6 times 6.
I like how you used your own words to explain that. She's right. I like also that she said we already know. That's the whole point of these strategies. Use what you know to figure out what you don't know. Right, Lennox, we talked about that. We knew 5 times 6 is 30. What's one more 6? 30 plus 6 more. That's pretty easy, right? What is it? 36. So 6 times 6 is
36.
Did anyone want to do number 4? It's pretty much, very much similar. Sunny? You got to come up here. I think it's easier for our remotes to hear. This is the last one.
So like 6 times 6 equals 36, because you can count by 5, because it's just like 5 times 6. Because 5 times 6 equals 25. 30. And then you just add 6 more and it equals 36.
Okay, so, but what if I knew 7 times 6 is 42, but I didn't know what 6 times 6 was? What could I do? You know? If 7 times 6 is 42, and I want to know what 6 times 6 is, do you know?
You can subtract.
Yay! I just subtract 6, and then 42 minus 6, I want 1 less, is going to be 36. Wow, that went better than I thought. Stand up if you like strategy 1 the best. Even at home, stand up or wave your fingers or something for me. If you like strategy 1. Okay, if you like strategy 2, doubling your 3s to find 6 times 6. Strategy 2 is pretty popular, not really. Okay, how about strategy 3, combining two multiplications you know, if you think that's one you'll use. I got a couple here. Strategy 4, adding on your count by or subtracting your count by. That one resonates with you guys. Okay, wow. So it looks like 1 and 4 were our most popular.
I can learn.
I recognize
Multiplication is on my mind, and I think you will find I'm not one of a kind. Everybody, you're right. We don't move, you don't find it. We multiply. 6 times 1 is 6. 6 times
Wait for it.
48.
Say the whole thing. Say the whole thing so that you learn it, right? Don't just yell the answer. Wait for it.
I know. I can do that too.
All right. Oh, actually, I have one more before we do the thermometer. This is a little kind of riddle as well, or chant for you to remember what 6 times 8 is. I think it's easy to remember because it kind of rhymes. 6 times 8 is 48, right? Just like 6 times 6 is 36. But this one of my daughter's friends, one of my middle school helpers, wrote for me years ago. 6 and 8 went on a date. Wait, let me see if I can. They didn't come back till they were 48. Let's do it like this. Let's try it again. 6 and 8 went on a date. Didn't come back till they were 48. 6 times 8 equals
6 and 8 were.
okay. Got some excitement.
I ate and I ate.
That's the difference.
I ate and I ate.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Thermometer. Our learning target was to see patterns in our 6s, count bys. How are you feeling about your 6s? Realizing that you know most of them already. Really? There are only 3. We gave you a chant for 2 of them. So really 6 times 7 is the hardest one out of all those. Feeling somewhere sideways? If you're sideways, it might be that you're still working on some of those other facts, right? So let me just encourage you to use those flashcards and keep practicing. All right, your assignment today is 2.1 in Think Central. Make sure you use your math spiral while you are working on it and hit turn in or submit. Nixon, please don't. When you are finished with that. And we will see you mañana. If you have any questions, you can stay on and I'd be glad to answer them.
Bye.
You guys get started. Keep out your math spiral. And it's lesson 2.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.